Okay, so this is the last set of revision cards for the C2 topic, so it's C2.7 Electrolysis. Okay, just a reminder, this is my YouTube channel, One Page Science. This is GCSE, Chemistry, AQA exam board, and it's C2, if you're doing the combined papers, this is C2b. Okay, let's go. So, first one, define the term electrolysis. Okay, so the definition of electrolysis is to break something down using electricity. Next one. What is the term used to describe the substance that is being electrolyzed? It's called the electrolyte. Next one. Why does a substance need to be dissolved or melted for electrolysis to take place? Okay. It's because ions need to be free to move. Okay. What happens to ions of different charges during electrolysis? So the positive ions move towards the negative electrode, and the negative ions move towards the positive electrode. Okay, so opposite charges go towards the oppositely charged electrode. Okay, so a bit more detail now. What happens to the ions when they reach the oppositely charged electrode? Okay, so the positively charged ions are going to gain electrons and are going to turn into neutral atoms. This process is called reduction. Okay, and the negatively charged ions, they're going to lose electrons, okay, and become neutral atoms. This process is called oxidation. Okay, to help you remember that, okay, we have mnemonic. So what does oil rig stand for? Okay, is oxidation is loss of electrons, and reduction is gain of electrons. Okay, next one. If you've got a mixture of positively charged ions in your electrolyte, which one will react during electrolysis? Okay. And it's the one that forms the least reactive element will be the one that reacts. Okay, so you need your data sheet for that. Look at the data sheet. Whichever one's going to form the least reactive element is the one that reacts. Okay. Now, half equations are something you have to be able to do if you're doing higher tier papers. Okay, so this is an incomplete half equation. So chloride ions turn into chlorine molecule. To complete that, okay, we have to balance the atoms, okay, first. So you've got one chloride ion and two chlorides there, so two there to balance the atoms, and then to balance the charges, okay, we've got two negative charges on this side, so that means we need two electrons on this side. Okay, this one then, this is what would happen at the negative electrode. Okay, so aluminium 3+ ions turn into aluminium atoms. Okay, atoms are already balanced. Okay, and to balance the charges, we're going to add 3 electrons to our aluminium ion and turn it into an aluminium atom. Okay, right, now we're on to the electrolysis to make aluminium. So what starting materials do you need to make aluminium using electrolysis? Okay, aluminium oxide, or Al2O3. Okay, why do you need to add cryolite to this reaction? Okay, so you can lower the melting point or lower the reaction temperature, and therefore less energy is needed. Okay, what is formed at the positive and negative electrodes during the electrolysis of aluminium oxide? Okay, so aluminium is formed at the negative electrode, so aluminium's 3+. Oxygen is formed at the positive electrode because oxygen ions are 2-. Okay. Why do we use graphite electrodes? Okay, because graphite conducts electricity, okay, and it's a relatively unreactive material compared to other metals. It's not completely unreactive, as you'll see in a second. Okay, so why do the graphite electrodes need to be replaced? Okay, is because the carbon within the graphite reacts with the oxygen. When it does that, it forms carbon dioxide. Okay, so the electrode is slowly worn away, or eaten away is a phrase that you can use in the exam. Next one then is, what 3 products are formed when you perform electrolysis on sodium chloride solution? So NaClAq, that's how you can represent sodium chloride solution. Okay, so hydrogen gas is formed at the negative electrode, chlorine gas is formed at the positive electrode, and sodium hydroxide solution is left over in your electrolyte, sodium hydroxide, NaOH, AQ. Okay, that's how you can represent that. Okay. states and uses of these three products, so hydrogen, chlorine and sodium hydroxide. Okay. Hydrogen, one of the uses is as a fuel, okay, or also used in hydrogenation reactions. Chlorine is used to make bleach. It's used to make plastics that have chlorine in, and you'll also know it's used to sterilise water for things like in your swimming pool. Okay. Sodium hydroxide is used to make soap. Okay, next one then. Explain the process of electroplating. Okay, so your negative electrode is the object that you want to plate, so that's connected up at the negative end of the circuit. The electrolyte is going to contain ions of the metal that you want to plate your object with. Okay, and the positive electrode is made of the same metal that you've got in your electrolyte, so as the ions are deposited onto your object, the positive electrode adds more of your ions into solution, so you've always got a constant supply of ions in your solution. Okay, some of the uses of electroplating, okay, are for decoration, okay, so improving the appearance of things, so things like silver plating you do to a material to make it appear that it's silver. Okay, it's actually only got a very thin coating of silver on the outside, so that reduces costs. Or to improve the electrical conductivity of a material by putting a thin coating of a metal on the outside, okay, you can improve its electrical conductivity. Okay, that's it. 2.7, electrolysis done. Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. Good luck with your exams, guys.